Hi, this is Paul. I want to do a video about Sidney Poitier. He passed away, I believe, on Thursday. He was a great actor. Of course, everybody knew that. I just want to give you my experience and my opinion on Sidney Poitier. I think the first time I heard about him was there was a series of movies that Bill Cosby and him did in the I think it was in the 70s. Yeah. Let me just I want to get this right. Uptown Saturday Night, Let's Do It Again, and A Piece of the Action. I remember those specific movies. Him and Bill Cosby, they did a bunch of movies, and I think that's where I first, knew about him and stuff. And I always thought he was, a guy, with class and just, he carried himself with class. I always just thought about that, and then then I started, as I started watching more movies growing up, I heard about the Defiant Ones, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, and stuff, and In the Heat of the Night. Just all those movies about him and what he went through. And of course, I'm a big fan of old movies. And of course, back then, black people weren't getting roles and stuff. But he was like the first trailblazer to get roles and stuff. And of course, he won the Academy Award for Lilies in the Field in 1963. And he just he's just a class guy personified. Okay, just and I saw him later in other movies. Later, I remember he did that movie Sneakers with Robert Redford and a bunch of other stars. They were about secret agents and all that stuff. And then I remember he did like this. I forgot there was this thriller with Tom Berenger, Kirstie Alley, and I think where they kidnapped Kirstie Alley. She was the girlfriend of Tom Berenger. I think they work in a ski lodge and stuff. And he was like the FBI agent who had to help him save his girlfriend and stuff. I think Clancy Brown was the bad guy in that. And I just remember that was I think back in the 80s or something, or the 90s. I forgot the name of the movie, but he was just a class guy personified. Just and all the stuff that he had to go through, to get where he was, because he was the first. He was the trailblazer, and you read more about his backstory, how he couldn't really read and stuff, and how he had to teach himself to read and stuff to get a part. And I remember they were talking about the other day when they were talking about him how he went to I think to the I think it was the United Negro like theater to try out for them, and because he couldn't read, and he had a really thick accent, okay, because he was from the islands, and so he said the guy just took him to the door and basically shoved him out and closed the door on him, and so he had to learn how to, disguise his accent, and how to read, so he could become an actor and stuff. And I just want to say it's sad that he passed away, but he had a good run. He was 94 years old. He had a good run. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be no Denzel, no Don Cheadle, wouldn't be any the black actors that we have now. If it wasn't for Sidney Poitier, he was just a class personified and just a great actor. And I want to talk about one particular experience and about one movie that came out. Ironically, it came out the year I was born, and I didn't know this movie was out. It was on. I remember on the local Channel 13, which is the public station here in New York, and they used to show movies on Saturday nights. They used to show like old Hollywood. Like I said, I love classic old Hollywood movies and stuff. And they would show movies on that Channel 13 on Saturday nights. I don't think they do that anymore, but they used to do that, a lot. And I remember seeing this one particular movie, and I didn't with Sidney Poitier. At first I didn't know he was in it because it was just, when it came on, I think I missed the opening credits of it, but I just saw it, and it was about this blind girl that she was living with her mom who was basically just no good. She was living with her grandpa too, and her mother was abusing her and making her clean up and all this stuff. And then she eventually got her grandfather to take her to the park, and she used to like make beads and stuff. And then she met this black guy, and that of course was Sidney Poitier. He was this dude named Gordon Ralph, and he taught her about things, because she was severely sheltered by her abusive mother. And I just absolutely fell in love with that movie. And Shelley Winters actually won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for her actress for her portrayal in this movie. And I just remember I loved that movie so much. I looked and I went right away and I ordered it from Amazon. And I'm talking about A Patch of Blue. I absolutely love this movie. If you look on my channel, not this channel, my other channel, which is in the description box, you'll see my review of that. And that was like years ago that I did that. But I just fell in love with this movie. It was just such a great movie. Elizabeth Hartman, who was the blind girl, and Sidney Poitier, they had great chemistry together. And just this movie is just, it's one of those movies that just makes you feel good about humanity, how he just came to and and showed her that there was more to life than the abuse that she was suffering, and living in that sheltered world and stuff. And he showed her, he took her out and got her to experience things, and like food shop. There's a great scene where they go food shopping, of course, and just the whole experience of that, and even just taking her out and having her eat lunch and stuff. And it's just a great, this movie, I dare you to watch this movie and not tear up, because it's just a great movie about human kindness and stuff, one kindness from one person to the other. And of course, you have the racial aspect, because she's white and he's black, of course, and this was made in the 60s, of course, but it's just a fantastic movie, and I can't recommend this enough. And I thought I wanted to mention this when I'm just talking about Sidney Poitier and how he was just a class personified in the movies and out, and he did a lot for the civil rights movement as well. And it's just, he was just a great human being, and this world is a sadder place with him not being in it. And it's just, I saw the thing, it popped up on my phone, I think, Friday when I was at work, and I just said, like I said, he had a good run. Like I said, 94 years old. If I could only wish to live that long. And he did so much in his life and contributed so much to society. It's just, it's good. And I guess, just one of those things that you just say, it's, sad, because he was a great man and he contributed so much to society, and at least we have the movies with him in it to continue his legacy from, let his legacy go on and on and on and stuff. Just a great man and a great human being and a great actor. And again, the world is a little darker place without him in it. And it's just, this is one of those things. I just had to just talk about him, because I just remember him, and again, this movie just made me this movie just got to me, and this is the whole reason why you love movies about the whole human condition and society, and to show you that there are good people in the world, and good can overcome evil. Okay, it's just a fantastic movie, and the world's gonna be a darker place without Sidney Poitier in it, and he contributed so much to society, and again, all those movies, To Serve With Love, In the Heat of the Night, The Defiant Ones, all those movies just defined him and made him, a great human being and a great actor. So anyway, let me know what you think of Sidney Poitier. Feel free to leave comments down below. Let me know what's your favorite movie of his, if you have one of his. Feel free to leave those comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link down to my main channel, Trepacer, and if you look on my channel, do a search, you can see my review of A Patch of Blue when I did it like years ago. It should be on there, because that was like years ago that I did this. Like I said, because this is one of those old-fashioned DVD things with a case like that. With the case is like this. Again, so that's how old this was. It's the DVD. But I had to buy this once I saw this. I absolutely fell in love with the movie. Anyway, I also have a link down below to my patron, and I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me and always having my back. And also, follow the link to the patron. It's only $5 a month. Tons of content on there. Tons of unedited content on there. I have TV show reactions on there. I have all 4 parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League on there as well. So follow the link to the patron. And again, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel, and I truly appreciate it. And this is Paul saying so long, and take care.